Hey guys, welcome to the first fully fall vlog. We love. So I don't have a lot of battery, so I'm gonna have to go through my TBR quite quickly. I'm gonna be honest, so I have a headache. My sinuses are just really messed up because it only says when the weather changes, and we're currently having a tropical storm and then it's cold. So that's not having a good time. So I did read one chapter in my little book that I read in the morning, which is The Sun King by Nancy Mitford. So this is a biography of Louis the 14th of France. And this is going to be what we start on Monday. This is Laika by, is it Rick Abscess? I don't know. This is a non-fiction graphic novel about the first dog who went to space. And then the book that we're really focusing on today is The Passenger by Cormac McCarthy. I am 52% into this, and I honestly think I am going to start skimming because I usually start skimming if I'm not liking it at 25%. But I was like, okay, this just seems like a slow and steady book, but we're over halfway in it and I feel like nothing has happened. So this is basically... The Passenger is the story of a salvage diver haunted by loss, afraid of the watery deep, pursued for a conspiracy beyond his understanding, and longing for a death he cannot reconcile with God. And I am honestly just so bored. Nothing is happening, and I don't like the writing style. So we're going to be skimming through that most likely. And then Germs of Autumn. I am still reading this. We know Never Trust the Bookmark with Me. My ebook. I have like 7% left of this, so I really just need to get back into that. But as I said last week, it's since I've seen all that on the show, the book isn't really gripping me. But we did have one part where one character saved another character's life, and I was just so shocked that these characters had interaction in such a major one and it wasn't featured on the show. But yeah, so I'm gonna go take some Tylenol, which I've been taking Tylenol. I took it last night like at 6 o'clock, then I took it at like 1 a.m. and yeah, so it's still hurting around my eyebrows, and then it does come down sometimes in that area, but it's mainly just with my eyebrows right here, which is super annoying, and then my nose feels kind of stuffy. So I'm going to take that and hope that it does something. There's his house. Random. Yeah, I know he had a white truck like that. Okay guys, so it's Sunday. I just finished The Passenger, so I'm giving it a 2.5. Let's talk about my thoughts. I used the CallPal system to do my rating, so I have it right here, so I'm going to be looking down at that. So for characters, I give it a 1 star because honestly, we have no inner dialogue, inner thoughts of the characters, so I didn't really connect with them because we're just hearing what they're saying. When a character is saying just that can be unreliable, so I don't know if I would consider this an unreliable narrator. I don't think I would, but I honestly couldn't just get into the character's mind, really. Atmosphere, I did really like the atmosphere. We go all over the place from New Orleans to Florida to Idaho, just all over, and I did really like that. I thought the writing was atmospheric. So I give the atmosphere a 3. The writing, I gave a 3. Now, I talked about yesterday, there were some parts I really didn't like because it would just be dialogue, like just dialogue on the page, and that's all, and I'm just not a fan of that. I don't like that. And then, but there were some really truly amazing quotes where I'm like, oh man, I wish I was annotating this. And that was really towards the last quarter of the book is when it got really good writing wise. So I did give the writing a 3. And then plot, a 1 star, like I gave characters 1 star. It was just so boring, and I don't even know what the plot was really. Like, I know what the description of the book said, but I felt like nothing happened through the whole book. Like, yeah, this guy's on the run, but who cares? Because I didn't care about the characters, so I didn't care about the plot. So I did give it a 2.5, which is a 3-star on Goodreads, but I will clarify in my review that it is a 2.5. And then on Storygraph, you can give those point ratings. So I read 145 pages in there today, and I will be unhauling this book and not continuing the duology. So are all of his books like this? Do you guys think there's another book by Cormac McCarthy that I would enjoy? Because I see a lot of books by him. By the description, it sounds like something I would really like, but then reading this, it was just an average read. So do you guys think there are any other books by him that are more character driven, or do all his books just not really have inner thoughts of the characters? I do need to see how much I read in Drums of Autumn this week, so I do need to go get my iPad. It's almost 10 o'clock and I still need to walk the dogs. Yeah, because I really wanted to get through this book, so I just did that. But we will be rereading Daisy Jones and the Six this week, which is super exciting. Can't wait to do that because that's one of my all-time favorite books I'm looking at up there. The last time I did a reread, I read in my European edition that I got on the German Amazon, but I think this reread I'm going to do it in the American edition, and I might pick up the audiobook because just some people in my life have been really hyping it up, and I'm like, we need a good audiobook every once in a while. Even though the audiobook that I finished the other day in last week's vlog was a decent audiobook. But yeah, I need to see where I am in here, which again, this one will be finished this week, will be finished. And then get Daisy Jones and the Six to put to my TBR altogether. Guys, the morning time, this is so pure. I just thought that, don't know why. But like, look at that. It's pure, it's beautiful. Nice weather, not hot. Love it. Guys, I just took pictures and then did my try on haul. It is so freaking hot. Like, oh, I'm sweating. I look bloated in the face, but I mean, it's the time of the month, so it makes sense. But it's, come on. 85, which is my hottest temperature. I usually don't go outside if it's past that. I go outside, I don't read outside, so I don't go for extended periods like I just was. So I'm gonna go upload the pictures I took. I'm so hot. And then I have this like clothes I don't know I'm gonna unhaul or not. The Levi's I'm definitely unhauling. I don't like how they look on me. Don't like it at all. This I'm gonna keep. And then the sweater dress, I don't know. So go to my Instagram and tell me which should I keep, what should I unhaul, because you can see it there tried on. Let me know what you guys think. Guys, this is why we don't read stuff about dogs. I am crying. I was teary-eyed a lot of it, but I was like, I'm not gonna cry, and then when the dog went to space, I was like, it's okay, I can cry, it's okay. So this is Laika by Nick, I bet this, I don't know, but it's about Sputnik 2, which is the second Russian like satellite to go into orbit, and it had, it was the first, Laika the dog was the first ever space traveler from Earth. Yeah, and oh my gosh, this was a 5-star. I loved it, and it just made me so emotional. Like, guys, look at this. We'll take off the glasses. Look at this. That's what this book did to me. I have my dog right here, one of them. But yeah, another thing, how she is, because they had her real picture in the back, like the photograph, how she is brown and white and with the stripe on her face and the curly tail, and I'm like, that's Delilah. Yeah. So yes, I am crying, but I loved it. It was great. Totally recommend reading this, but as you can see, it is emotional. I made myself chicken crescents for dinner. Nice. Not really a dinner food, but this is what I wanted, so I did it, because like, why not? So I definitely had a bigger lunch today, but this will do. Oh yeah, I usually tell y'all, focus please. It's not focusing. Okay, there we go. I usually tell y'all about what movies and shows I'm watching. So I do know Sex Education is a new season. I'll get to it, but I just haven't been in the mood for TV. I've been in more of a movie mood. So I watched the movie Everybody Wants Some last night. One of my friends was like, he was telling me about it all week, and I was like, okay, we'll watch it on Sunday. So we watched it, and not to get like he lives like 500 miles away, but yeah. So we watched that, and yeah, it was a 4-star. It's made by the guy who made Dazed and Confused, and it's basically that in the 80s in college. And Everybody Wants Some is obviously a Van Halen song. That's where the movie gets its title from. So you have a lot of Van Halen in the soundtrack. And yeah, this was the movie that made Glenn Powell kind of famous, where everybody saw it and was like, we need that guy. So you can think that, like, that man, he has the best smile. Like, I love Glenn Powell. So yeah, I did love him in this. But my favorite character was Willoughby, who is Kurt Russell. He's on my wall somewhere over there in the black shirt under Margot Robbie. Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn's son. He looked like Nylander, if I'm being honest, but I saw he was a hockey goaltender, and I'm like, yep. But yeah, so he was my favorite character in it. And I think I'm gonna watch Barbie tonight. We saw my girl Margot over there. Love Margot Robbie. So I was, when that movie Weekend happened, I was like, I'm an Oppenheimer girly, which I still want to see Oppenheimer, but I have not seen it advertised on streaming anywhere, so I don't know if it's available to stream. So I am gonna watch Barbie because it is on Prime. So I think I have to pay, but that's fine. The movie I watched last night, I had to pay $3.99. Usually it's like $1.99, so I don't know why it was $2 more, but I mean, that's cheaper than going to a movie theater where the movie ticket's $25 and you have to buy food, you have to buy a drink. I mean, you don't have to do that, but, you know, like, I will buy movie theater popcorn. Like, that is, I meant to buy popcorn at the grocery store yesterday, now that I think about it, but popcorn's like the holy grail. Like, I can't eat a whole bag at once because it makes my stomach cramp, but I love popcorn. It's so good. And I haven't seen a movie in theater since Top Gun Maverick, which that looks so weird. Hold on, that's my scrunchie back there. But yeah, so I watched that movie Everybody Wants Some, and then I'm gonna watch Barbie. Kitchen, where should I put my phone? I have so much trash in here. It's really bad, but it's Tuesday. I kept thinking yesterday was Tuesday, so I keep thinking today is Wednesday, but it's not. So I didn't update y'all on Daisy Jones last night, but I totally meant to. So I read the first like 5% of the book, like I think it was actually 4%, but you know, and it just, that whole first section, the Daisy Jones, a groupie section, I could annotate that whole thing. I didn't because I'm not annotating this time around. I'm basically annotating every other time I read this book. But it was just so good, and great woman. I think Daisy in the 60s and 70s was not a great person. She was a drug addict, for one, and I'm not saying if you're a drug addict, you're a bad person, but she wasn't the nicest person possible. She wasn't a good person, and but I do think she found herself and did become a good person, became a better person. I was just, loved it. I am getting kind of confused with, because I've seen the TV show more recently than I've last read the book. I last read the book in 2021. That was my shoe. But then I watched the show back in March, and I've rewatched bits and pieces here and there. And Eddie was my favorite on the show. I would think for bass players, yeah. But in the show, he's basically a combination of several characters. When in the book, there's like, you do have Eddie Loving, then you have Pete, who is the actual bassist, and Eddie is the rhythm guitarist, and then Chuck, who, something happens to Chuck, but he's not in the band anymore, is what I'm saying. So in the show, obviously they filmed the show, I think, during COVID, so they cut down and combined things and all that. So I'm getting a little confused by that. I'm gonna start washing this pan off because it's driving me crazy. Actually, I'm gonna give some of these bread pieces to the pets. Is that bad? I don't know. So I did read that last night. Then I watched the Barbie movie. I would give it like a 3.75. I think it was a bit preachy, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it's things that I agree with, but I don't need to be preached at in a movie with these long monologues. Yeah, it's my least favorite Margot Robbie movie I've seen, but I mean, it was still a 3.75. That's pretty good. Yeah, so there were just those monologues. So I think this is a PG-13 movie. So thinking of middle school kids who are going to see this, I think this is a great conversation starter and a great eye-opener for people who maybe aren't as aware on feminism and all that. And I was really scared for the majority of the movie. So it's basically matriarchy versus patriarchy, and which one is better. And I personally don't think either is better. I think everybody deserves a chance to be president or be on the Supreme Court. I think everybody deserves a chance to be a doctor or an astronaut, whatever. I don't think it's only men can have this job, only women can have this job. No, I think it's whoever is best qualified for the job. And so the whole time it was seeming like, okay, the Kens need to take over, and then they're like, no, Barbie needs to be in charge. But at the end, Barbie had a discussion with Ken saying, no, we are all equal. So I was really scared that it was going to be like women are better than men, because I do not agree with that. I don't think that's what feminism is. Well, a lot of modern feminism I do think is like that. A lot of people are like, I hate men. No, I love men. But that you just see it so prevalent today, so I was really scared it was going to go that route, and it seemed like the majority of the movie was. But I do think for some audiences, it will be a great eye-opener, a great discussion for to start conversation. Sorry, I'm washing dishes, as y'all know. So I do think, and I never really thought of it being intended for that younger audience. I wouldn't take children to see it. It is PG-13, so I do think over the age of 13 is the perfect age to be able to see it. Because I saw a lot of people being like, it's an 8-year-old daughter, and then they're talking about penises. Like, they just use that word saying Ken doesn't have one because he's a doll. But yeah, it's PG-13 for a reason. I was not allowed to see those movies till I was 13, so that's the thing. It's for people 13 and older. There are great little Barbie movies made by Mattel for children. So if you want your kid to watch a movie about Barbies, watch some of those. But yeah, I'm gonna watch Mary Queen of Scots tonight. It was between that and rewatching The Wolf of Wall Street, which I do really like that movie. So we're staying on the Margot trend. And the same friend I watched that baseball movie with. Everybody wants to. I'm watching it with him because he's never seen it. I've read the book. I read the book earlier this year. I'm gonna let this pan dry off now. But so let me wipe my hands, and then I forgot to eat lunch today because I was editing videos. But you should not forget to eat, but I did, sadly, because I was so busy. But I did start Babel by R.F. Kuang. This is a 5-star prediction for me. Why is it a 5-star prediction? It is because the Poppy War trilogy is one of my favorite book series that I've read. So I expect a lot from this one, which is always terrifying. When always going into a 5-star prediction, I'm always really scared of them when I like it or not. And since this is a fantasy one, fantasy is not my favorite genre. It was at one time, but it's not anymore. So it takes a lot to impress me. So this is taking place in the 1800s. I'm not exactly sure what year, but it starts out in China, in Canton. I never know how to say that. It's in a lot of books I read, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Because Cantonese, so I guess Canton, I don't know. But it starts out there and then goes to London. And there's this boy, Robin, is his English name. It never says, or at least so far has not said his Chinese name. He is, there's a plague, I don't remember if it was cholera, maybe, I think, but Asiatic cholera, I think is what they said it was called. So his whole family dies in that, and this Englishman comes and discovers him, but the Englishman has apparently been funding his education this whole time and all that, so we don't know why. But he comes and gets him and is like, I'm gonna take you to London because you are so smart, you know how to read in English, you know how to speak English, you know Mandarin, you know Cantonese, so you are so smart, so I'm taking you to London. And then he goes to Oxford. The book is taking place, or it's going to be at Oxford. That's like one of the big things about it. So that is what I started. And there's a lot of stuff about silver working. I don't know if that's on the fantasy side because I really don't know anything about metals. really don't know anything at all. I was gonna pick up a silver, like, but that, so I don't know if it's maybe some fantastical way of making silver more so than it is. I don't know if silver was a big thing in the 1800s. I guess, weren't all these things made back in the day? I don't know, but that's what I started Babel, 5-star prediction. I hope I enjoy it. I thought that was my hair at first, and I was like, what in the world is it doing? But Daisy Jones update time. So I read 50, I got to page 50. I read 24 pages. So this is just so much deeper than the show goes. I think the show, I don't think Amazon was the right company to use for it. I think HBO would have been better, and possibly Netflix. I just feel like Amazon was very surface level with it. I think it's a lot deeper of a story than that. And then for the audiobook route, the woman narrating as Daisy, emotion, you can just feel the emotion in her voice, and it's fantastic. I'm like, has she done acting, she'd be a great actress, because I do think the emotional depth of a voice plays a part in that. Just Brad Pitt back there. Oh, there's Leo. But yes, so there's the update for the night on that. Tomorrow is Wednesday, which might be my favorite day of the week because I get to go to Target. I don't really need a lot. I don't know what I'm going to get. I am going to get meat and noodles, and we're gonna make spaghetti. I might get a pizza too, because I've been wanting pizza but don't have any, so you know. But I do have hair oil in. I've had it in like since I've been vlogging, so that's why my hair probably looks really greasy. So I'm gonna go wash all that out, do my dinner routine, and then watch Mary Queen of Scots, and then I'll let y'all know what I think of that movie. I'm so upset with myself this Wednesday. I made a rookie mistake, and I am not a rookie. I am a professional. I'm a veteran. Let me set y'all down. So I go to Target. I'm gonna do y'all on this side for the better lighting, even though we know the kitchen lighting sucks. But I go to Target, buy all my stuff. It was an over $200 trip, but I wasn't the one spending all the money because my dad bought like a $50 toothbrush. But I buy this really cool Halloween decoration because I don't have anything like it. It was $15. It lights up, makes music, and I really liked the music that it was making. So I buy that, and I am in self-checkout, scan it myself. I don't know what happens after that, because I mean, this is just a routine thing I do every week. I get home and I sit down to film my haul, and I do film my haul, and in the middle I'm like, wait a minute, where's the animated graveyard I bought? Where is it? So I go get my dad to check the trunk of his car, because some stuff like the Cheerios rolled out, and I think that toothbrush rolled out of the bag. And so I was like, maybe it just rolled out and it's black, so it blends in with the trunk. So he goes and looks, and nothing's there. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go look. And so I go look, nothing's there. We have food cooking, so it was really rushed. So my dad is going back to Target, and I'm here to watch the food that's being cooked. But yeah, super frustrating. This is a rookie move. This is a rookie move. I would never do anything like this. Like, that is not me. I do self-checkout every week, and I've been doing it since like COVID was a thing. I've been doing self-checkout, and I've never lost anything before. So I've never been somebody to accidentally leave something at a store. I've never done that. So, and it was on my receipt, the physical receipt and the one that's on the Target app. So super strange that all of that happened. So hopefully they let him get it, because I paid for it and it's on my receipt that I bought it. So hopefully it's sitting at the little self-checkout thing I was at. And I will keep y'all updated. I'm gonna get out my nice clothes. I wore this Abercrombie blazer today with this Target dress, and then I don't have my shoes on anymore. I have my slippers on, but with my loafers, and that is what I wore. It's super cute, but I am sweaty now from running all around looking for this thing. Okay, what happened? He didn't have a bag. Guys, he better not be joking, because the camera only has so much storage. And y'all are seeing my disgusting kitchen. And I'm eating, and I only have like 20 minutes. Okay, are you gonna tell us what happened?
Yes.
Okay.
I went there. There's people at that register we were at. So I went to the counter and said, showed him the receipt and said, we left this at this register. He goes, we'll go look over there after they get done. And we went and looked over there and there was nothing there. So then he told me just to go get one. And they didn't have any.
What? The app said they were in stock. So where is this thing? Somebody stole it.
Somebody took it and they know it wasn't theirs.
Guys, what the F? Because I can't swear on here. Like, what? I am so mad. And it's all my fault. Because I was the one to scam it. I know it's not there. Somebody stole it. I'm not one of those people who instantly accuses people of stealing things, because those people drive me effing crazy on Facebook, being like, somebody stole my dog, and then the dog is back on the porch like 2 hours later. Like, I'm not one to accuse people of stealing, but somebody stole this. Somebody stole this. This is a crime. And it's not going to count as stolen because it was already scammed, but like targets people who are like, who do that, like the people who investigate are better than the FBI. Like the FBI have asked them for help. Okay guys, I'm feeling emo, but it is time for an update on Babel, as I am over a quarter of the way in now. I'm at 28%. So we're just gonna go over what I've tabbed in here. So first off, I am loving this. It just feels so magical. But when I say I'm loving, I don't think it's going to be a new favorite. But again, we're only 28% of the way into a like over 400 page book. So I'm trying to read like 75 pages a day, because with my 5-star predictions, I don't have a set amount of days I have to read it. I just read as much as I can, as much as I want to. But that being said, I cannot read a lot of this at one time. I try to do 25 pages in an hour, but it's just really dense, as fantasy usually is, but I can't read big chunks at a time. I just can't with this one. So let's go to my tabs. So the first one is one for characters. This one, it was a theory, so I'm not going to say if it came true or not, but I think the professor is his father, as we talked about how the professor kind of like set him up for life. And we don't know why he did that. And then another one is just basically the whole like first 2 pages of chapter 2 is when Robin is getting to London for the first time, and just the way it is described is fantastic. So the first paragraph is, London was drab and gray, was exploding in color, was a raucous, I don't know that word, I should have underlined it. Raucous din, bursting with life, was eerily quiet, haunted by ghosts and graveyards. As the Countess of Harcourt sailed, that's the name of the ship, sailed inland down the River Thames into the dockyards at the beating heart of the capital, Robin saw immediately London was like Canton, a city of contradictions and multitudes, as was any city that acted as a mouth to the world. And then that was for writing. I just thought it was fantastic writing. And then there's just a way of he's learning English. He knew English, but just getting a better understanding of English, becoming more fluent. And it's saying how holiday was a compound of holy and day. Bedlam came from, possibly from Bethlehem. Goodbye was incredibly a shorthanded version of God be with you. And I'm like, is all that true? Like, that is super fascinating. It's just really interesting learning about language reading this, because it's something I never learned a lot about. Also, I am underlining words throughout, which I have been doing with all the books on my TBR. And then I write them down in my little journal that I got from Shakespeare & Company with the definitions. So the words I underline are words that I don't know what they mean. And this one has a ton of those. So I have one that's just a general, like this has such Charles Dickens vibes. I don't know if it's because I think Dickens was actually taking place a few decades after this. He has been mentioned, so maybe not, but it's just so reminiscent of Dickens, the writing, the setting, and like when we're seeing Robin as a young boy, like it reminds me so much of Pip from Great Expectations. And then another, this was for plot, so just like the childlike wonder of reading and wanting to read as much as possible when you first learn how to read. He's going through that, and it's just so, like, I love that. And then it's comparing that to, he has so much wonder about, he's in London for the first time, so just being in a new place, exploring a new place. I just thought that was very well done. Then another general tab, okay, that's this one. The word Babel gets mentioned for the first time. Then is this plot? Okay, these are on the same page. So plot, we're in the second book now, and this is when he's getting into a secret society. And I don't know how I feel about the plot going this way, because I love the innocence that Robin had, and now I know he's gonna get into trouble. Like, I just feel it coming, and I really don't want that to happen, but you never know. And then just my last tab here, or no, it's not my last tab, this is a character tab, is when I was thinking about that, so I was like, maybe he doesn't get into trouble, but with R.F. Kuang's characters, you never know where they're going to be at the end of the story. It's just so, she just is great at writing characters, writing these journeys, and how everything makes sense from getting from point A to point B. I don't know if this is a series or a standalone. I definitely need to look into that. But then I have one more tab, it's the character tab. We had a character come in, and I think he's going to be the romantic interest, but I have no idea if there is like any romance. I feel like in most books there is, maybe, like, if romance obviously isn't the main focus, but I feel like you are gonna have love interests, and the Poppy Awards we did see that, so I don't know if that is necessarily going to happen here, but I do think that guy is gonna be the love interest. But yeah, so I am loving this. It's just so magical, like it reminds me of Harry Potter in a sense, and yeah, I don't know, it just, and there's like somewhat of nostalgia in it, I guess, because it is a coming of age story. I don't know, but I'm really loving it, so definitely it's living up to its expectations. But I'm going to eat dinner now because I am late. Yeah. Okay, Daisy Jones and the 6 update time. So I read 28 pages tonight, getting me to 16% of the way through the book. 16 on Storygraph, and I think it was 21 maybe on Goodreads. It's always different. I don't know why. That's kind of annoying. But there were just some parts for, like, Billy that were so relatable. But like wanting kids or not wanting kids, like with Karen, there was some parts and I was just like, that is so true from what I've experienced with friends and all that kind of thing. And then this is a scene I didn't like on the show, and then reading it for the third time made me not like it in the book. It's when Camilla surprises Billy on tour and just how she goes about it. But I mean, obviously I have no idea what I would do in this situation that she's in, but I don't like how she handled it. But again, it's probably realistic, but it just makes me not like her. I've never liked Camilla. Didn't like her on the show. Didn't like her when I first read the book. I've never really liked her. In the book, I feel like she is way more complex, when on the show I feel like there's a saint-like aspect to her. I kind of talked about that with Daisy Jones. I feel like the same thing will happen to Sylvia St. James, and they even say like the media paints Sylvia as a saint, and I feel like the show doesn't really do the same thing. At least fans of the show will take it the same way. I think it's a movie actually, not a show, but I feel like there's just that saint complex, and I don't really like that. In the book, she's way more complex of a character, and I think that goes for all the characters. And I think the actors did a fantastic job with what they were giving, because I can so see it in my head from like reading it on the pages and then thinking of the show. I'm like, they did a great job. So that's my update for Daisy Jones for the night. I'm still feeling kind of emo, but that's okay. And then I'm about to go to get back, do my skincare, do my dental care, all of that stuff. And I think I'm gonna rewatch The Wolf of Wall Street tonight. I watched that movie way too young when it first came out. I don't know how old I was, like 15. And I watched it with a friend back then. And I don't know if I'm gonna watch it with my friends tonight. I'll be like, hey, I'm watching Wolf of Wall Street if anybody wants to watch. So it's on Netflix. So I do need to make sure I have Netflix on my iPad. I don't know if I have it on there or not. I know I have Amazon and HBO, but obviously I can just download the app. It is not that difficult, but I will see y'all tomorrow on Thursday. Guys, we are at Buc-ee's. There's I-95 behind me, iconic road. But Buc-ee's, for the first time in forever, I don't come here in the summer. The tourists are too crazy for me, but I'm here now. Just getting myself some barbecue, so excited! Hey guys, I just got back from Buc-ee's, so I ate in the car, ate my sandwich, which I still have some left over because they seemed so much bigger than the last time I was there. As I said, I don't really go in the summer, and I kind of cut off before Easter and then start going back in fall because, as I said, this is the busiest gas station in the United States. Not even exaggerating, it is. And yeah, so I don't want to get in that tourist crowd. You should see the lines in the summer. I'm pretty sure I've shown them when I've been going to the beach, because that's the exit you take to go there, and it will just be jammed like for miles, literally. So I got beaver nuggets. This is my first time getting beaver nuggets, so let's try one here. Let's get... Oh, it's like hard. Oh, I don't know if I can eat that. No. I don't like the taste. But yeah, it's like hard like kettle corn. Which, yeah, I do have new fillings in my mouth, so I don't want to break them. Yeah, I don't really like that. Don't like that taste. They do it with different flavors, so this is just the plain original flavor. I can't talk about what it tastes like. What it has in it is brown sugar, corn milk, corn syrup, vegetable oil. Yeah, so this is obviously like straight up sugar. I would say I don't see where it says the sugar. Or is it like, okay, total sugar is 15 G, so 30%. Yeah, that's not, I didn't know it was hard. I thought it was more like a crunchy. Yeah, this arm is tired. No, I've never had these before because I am a sugar cookie person and they don't sell the big sugar cookies, so I just went and got these little ones that are sprinkle cookies. I know, since my cavities are pretty much all gone for my back teeth anyway, sugar. So I have had these before, but it was when I had cavities and I literally cried because it was so painful. So these are chocolate chip cookies. And then I did get this one product version. I was looking at it and then my dad was looking at it and he was like, get it. So it's just like this little piece of wood from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So I'm wondering if it's made by the Amish. But it has a raven on it with a pumpkin. So, oh, and you can hang it on the wall. I was just gonna sit it, but I'm seeing now it has where you can hang it up. But I still think I'm just gonna sit it somewhere. Maybe right there next to my record player. So I did see a fall shirt after I already put this in my cart. Oh, it was in a cart, in my basket. So I will probably get the fall one next month when it should be reversed. I should have got this in October. So this is the front. And then it says, you've haunted. Oh, if you've got it, haunt it. Okay. So that's what the back says there. I love their just holiday shirts. I only have Christmas and Halloween because, as I said, I only go in the fall and winter. And then this one, not Halloween, but it is orange. Bigfoot. I love Bigfoot. Y'all know I love Bigfoot. So it was in my color, so I absolutely had to buy it. It was $30. Definitely pricey. How much was there on the shirt? Yeah, $17, $30. But this one is a lot better quality, might I say. It's a lot softer. But yeah, I saw Bigfoot and I was like, yes, that is my man, Bigfoot there. So yeah, I was not a fan of this. It's really sticky. I need to throw that away. And it was just a taste of my mouth. I didn't even get to chewing it. I was just like, nope, this is not for me. Okay, so I got to 28% in Daisy Jones tonight. Let me write down how many pages I read. 26. So something I realized on the show, I really liked the parts with the Dunn brothers, like that plot line. I know the Six, sorry, I forgot, you know, they changed their name at some point. So the Six, I was really into that plot line. And Daisy, not so much, but I love Daisy Jones. I love Riley's portrayal of her and all of that. Like, I thought she was super cool, but I just preferred the Six plot line. And then in the book, I'm just like, okay, when are we getting to Daisy? Like, Daisy is so cool. And so in the book, I definitely have preferred Daisy's plotline over the Six plotline so far, but now we are at the part where it's getting close to being Daisy Jones and the Six, so where the plot lines combine, so you don't just have those two separate plot lines. So there's my Daisy Jones update. So how many pages did I read today? I don't know if it was over 100 or not, because, yeah, I don't know. But my dad finally watched the first episode of season 2 of Winning Time, like, finally. And yeah, I read over 100 pages. 110 as the least amount this week, but what can you do? So that is what we read today. I want to watch the episode of Winning Time that my dad watched, but I also want to watch a Margot Robbie movie. I think I'm going to watch I, Tonya. Which, yeah, I've never seen that movie. I remember when it came out and it was like a huge thing, but I've never seen it. So it was between that or Bombshell. So if I will watch Bombshell tomorrow or the next day. I don't know yet. But since I did read over 100 pages, I am free to watch a movie tonight. That's my thing now. If I get over 100 pages read, I can watch a movie.